أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من شر الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد، والصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الميامين المنتجبين، واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم كتابه: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير وما أهل لغير الله به، والمنخنقة والموقوذة والمتردية والنطيحة وما أكل السبع إلا ما ذكيتم وما ذبح على النصب وأن تستقسموا بالأزلام، ذلك فسق. اليوم يئس الذين كفروا من دينكم فلا تخشوهم واخشون. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا، فمن اضطر في مخمصة غير متجانف لإثم فإن الله غفور رحيم. آمنا بالله، صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد. Assalamu alaikum, my beloved ones, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Adhamallahu ujurana ujurakum. I apologize, my voice is a little bit, I'll not be able to prolong this session. So anyhow, we'll try to see whatever blessings we can get from this session. So basically, let me just recap a few things. We said that the aim of these sessions are to find common things between the Ahl Sunnah and Shia, which are related to Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam and praise of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. We said that it is not only the Shias they praise Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. There are many Sunnis they praise Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, except for few who are like people like Yazid and people like those Khawarij and Bani Umayyah and some of Bani Abbas who hated Ahlul Bayt and who killed them. And there were some issues in the history. I'm not going to go there, but you cannot say all of the Sunnis they love Ahlul Bayt, because not all the Sunnis they love Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. There are people they murdered him, like Yazid was a Sunni without any doubt. He was not a follower of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. He was not a Shia. He was not even known to be from Shi'at Ali. So therefore, if there is only Shia and Sunni, so he was a Sunni. But he was not like other Sunnis. He was an odd Sunni. He was a corrupted Sunni. He was an evil Sunni. As I said, we have extremes here, extremes here. Shias, there are extreme Sunnis, there are extremes. But so Yazid was a Sunni. So and Muawiyah was a Sunni. And then he had this cursing of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. It is mentioned in the history, 70 years Imam Ali was cursed from the pulpit by Bani Umayyah, quote unquote, Sunnis. But not all the Sunnis are like that. That's what we are trying to prove, that there are Sunnis, they love Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. There are Sunnis, they praise Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu salam. So these are the things which we are trying to find out in these sessions. Where are the common things? And this was number one. Number two, we know that there's a historical ideology, not a logical ideology, not an intellectual ideology. History has decided that first Abu Bakr, then Khalifa Umar, then Khalifa Uthman, and then Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. This historical setup is very crucial for them. That is the core ideology, the core identity of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. If they leave that, they compromise that, they become Shia. Because other than that, there are few ideological differences about the infallibility and all this, and these are all package of these two lines. Then fiqh differences. Fiqh differences, the Sunnis and Shias, they differ. Even the Sunnis amongst themselves, they differ. As the Shias amongst themselves, they differ. Like, for example, breaking the fast on sunset or breaking the fast after waiting 20 minutes. So the Shias, But some of scholars, they say you can break the fast. When the Sunnis, they break the fast when the sun sets. Some others say no, on the precautionary measures, wait for like until the eastern redness disappears. And that is also based on a weak narration. So there is a precautionary measure. That's not a fatwa. So that means the Sunnis and Shias, they have this, the time of iftar happens with sunset. However, some scholars, Shia scholars, they say wait 20 minutes. So these kind of differences, Shias, they have amongst them. And there are other differences in fiqh where even Sunni amongst themselves, they differ. Fiqh al-Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, fiqh al-Imam Shafi'i, fiqh al-Imam Abu Hanifa. So even they have their maraja, they differ in the fiqh. So differences in fiqh, it is not an issue of Shia and Sunni. It is Shias themselves, they have differences. Sunnis, they have themselves, they have differences. So that difference is not to be even taken. The difference comes from the higher level, which is aqaid, belief. Some Sunnis, they believe God can be seen on the Day of Judgment, where other Sunnis, they are like Shias, God is impossible to be seen. Okay? So, and you know that I don't want to go into the details of Ash'ari and Mu'tazila, but I'm telling you that even in Aqidah, Sunnis amongst themselves, they have differences in Aqidah. Okay, so therefore, and Shias, you will find they have this intellectual direction, logical direction of Aqidah, and there are a few, they have taken weak hadith and weak traditions to base their Aqidah on that. And majority of the Shia who are the usulists, who are the ones rationalists, they do not agree with those who have taken the weak narrations to base their core belief on them. So basically, these differences are there amongst the Shias themselves in the few Aqidah issues, and few Sunnis, they have their issues in Aqidah. So even the Aqidah differences, there are common Aqidas where Shias and Sunnis, they agree, like God cannot be seen at all. God is not a physical thing, even on the Day of Judgment. But then there is a Sunni Aqidah, they say, no, God will be seen on the Day of Judgment like a sun or something like that. You can check, and God comes down and goes up, and it's a physical, biblical type of God, that Yahweh comes and Yahweh goes. So it has been influenced by the biblical characteristics of God in some of the Sunni narrations. However, for Shias, logically, it is impossible. That's it. That's qatibatan. Whether the traditional or rationalist, none of the Shias, they say God can be seen. So they are unanimously in agreement with this. And then there are Sunnis, they agree with the Shia, yes, God cannot be seen at all in the Day of Judgment or hereafter. He's everywhere in in his self. So the main issue is, which there is no compromise, that the Khilafat is a historical aqidah. They have made it, this historical sequence, which there is no hadith that God did not say the first Khalifa has to be Abu Bakr, second to be Khalifa Umar. God did not say that. But still, they have adapted this aqidah. And the school of Ahlul Bayt, they say, no, whatever God said. So they take the ayat, verses, which are in the praise of Ahlul Bayt related to Khilafat literally. Ahl Sunnah, they can't take it literally because it clashes with that historical ideology. School of Ahlul Bayt says that it is exactly the logical ideology. Historical ideology, logical ideology. So therefore, even if some of the hadith are there, like hadith al-Ghadir is strongly narrated, but since it clashes with the historical sequence, historical Khilafat ideology, then we have to go next level of interpretations of the hadith or interpretations of the verses of the Quran. And that is fine. We can agree to disagree. Still, we have a lot of commonalities, a lot to share together. Okay, and they will not agree with this ideology that God appointed Imam Ali as a Khalifa. So they will do second level of interpretation. We will take it as it is literally, and because it supports the logical direction of Imamat and Khilafat, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the practice sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in small events, he used to appoint somebody Khalifa. He will go for the battle, Khalifa, and in serious cases he will make Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib Khalifa. And when he was leaving this world, it was a very serious case, similar to Tabuk. Roman army or Byzantine armies, they were invaded the land of Arabia. They were inside the Islamic territories. So therefore, the Prophet had to go. It was a serious situation, and he appointed. If he does that, how did he forget to appoint somebody when he was dying? Well, he didn't. We have a lot of evidences, but those evidences are interpreted differently in a second level of interpretation with different meanings because it clashes with that. Now, let me give you one more thing which I did not say previously. This was a sum up of what we said. One more thing. The dynasty, Bani Umayyah dynasty, they had some nice people. For example, according to their history, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz and Ma'mun, they consider them nice people. They were good with Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. For us, there is a question mark even in the Umar ibn Abdul Aziz relation with Ahlul Bayt. So what is the question mark? So Umar ibn Abdul Aziz was kind. He gave Fadak back, everything. But Khilafat he cannot give back. Why? That is the thing, that Bani Umayyah and Bani Abbas, if they accept that Khilafat was Imam Ali was appointed, then all the descendants of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib are appointed by default. Okay? That means every single Khalifa is not rightful Khalifa. So they, even if they were, some of them, they differed from Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, but they had to embrace this historical ideology. No, first, second, third, fourth sequence we will take, no compromise in that. And that's why Bani Umayyah supported it, because if they would not support, then they have to give the Khilafat to Imam Hassan alayhi salam. Imam Hussein and Muawiyah did not want to do that. And the history is clear. Sunni, Shia history, all history says that Muawiyah was clear in his stance. He didn't want to give it back to Imam Hassan alayhi salam or Imam Hussein. So he took the bay'ah for Yazid. So that was something he made a big problem in the Muslim community. So therefore, this ideology of four, that is the identity of Ahl Sunnah. An ideology of God fixing somebody, Rasulullah fixing somebody, that is the ideology of Shia. So if all the Sunnis, Bani Abbas, they were Sunnis. Bani Umayyah, they were Sunnis. Why? Because they were embracing this ideology. If they will compromise a little bit on that, that means they have to give the Khilafat to the descendants of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. So Umar ibn Abdul Aziz was respecting, but never ever even spoke about compromising the Khilafat to Imam Ali, to Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam, was in his time. Ma'mun, he wanted to do the same thing, to give the Khilafat to Imam Ali al-Rida. However, there was a trick. He wanted to show that this is my right, I'm giving it to him, I have the right to take it back. No, that's why Imam al-Rida rejected it. He said, no, I am already a Khalifa. You are trying to give me, I don't want to take it from you. You want to brag about that, you want to tell the people, I am giving Ali ibn Musa Rida the Khilafah. No, God gave me this right. I don't want the Khilafah, because people ask, why didn't Imam Rida take the Khilafah? Because he was giving it. Why did he took it from the beginning? Before he became Khalifa, he should have given it to Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida. Okay, he did not. Before he took, he should have made a claim that I am going to give the Khilafat immediately to Ali ibn Musa Rida. No. He settled and he set up, and after some time, he decided, let's make this thing. Because there were people against him. There were wars. There were revolutions after revolutions of the Alawites, the descendants of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. They were against the oppression. So therefore, he can't. And then he did this kind of thing to show that I am giving my right to Ali ibn Musa Rida because he's rightful more than me. No, he cannot take from you because he is already a Khalifa. The matter is that you need to say you are the Khalifa, you take the responsibility, not I am giving you the Khilafah. So there's a language problem here, propaganda. Okay, so therefore, because if Imam Rida takes it, then he will say that yes, he's a legitimate Khalifa. So we can see why people like Ma'mun, who praised Ahlul Bayt apparently, who loved Ahlul Bayt apparently, why didn't he give the step down and say this is yours, not mine? Why did he say I am giving it to you? Okay, there was a language problem. And then why Umar ibn Abdul Aziz? So if that is the problem, that if they accept that this idea, though this is not a rational ideology, neither there is a hadith saying that first Khalifa should be Abu Bakr, second Khalifa should be. If you say that there is, then you have taken the Shia ideology that God appointed, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam appointed. But you are not embracing. It was a historical event, happened. Even the second Khalifa says, Bay'at Abi Bakr kanat falta min falatat waqa Allahu sharraha. Okay, it was a slip. How did we get over with it? Got over with it? Wow, Allah has protected us from the evil ramification of that position. This is mentioned in the historical books. It was a very serious situation. So therefore, and whoever wants the details can go and check the detail of Saqifa, the council of Saqifa, which happened after the death of the Prophet ﷺ. And look how messy the situation was. The Ansar threatening the Muhajirin, Muhajirin threatening the Ansar, all because of the Khilafah. And there was the rightful person, he was busy in the funeral of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And these people, they left the body of the Prophet ﷺ and preoccupied themselves from the Khilafah. Now, our Sunni brothers, they will justify that also. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. But for us, it is indecent. It is totally indecent, not right, something not right. You leave the body of the Prophet ﷺ. A regular person dies. We can't leave the body. We have to make sure that we all participate. No, the Imam Ali was busy in the funeral process, and the Sahabas, they were busy in discussing who will be the Khalifa. So anyhow, so they can't say that it is from God. They can't say God appointed this fourth sequence. Okay, and Bukhari has a hadith which says, Al-Imma min ba'di ithna ashar wa kulluhum min Quraysh. Imams after me are 12 and they are all from Quraysh. So these are 4. Then they add Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, because they can't add Yazid, they can't add Muawiyah. Muawiyah fought. How can Imam Ali, Imam Muawiyah? It is so they can't do that. So they don't have 12 Imams in their history who are decent enough to be called Imam. They can be Khalifa, leaders, rulers, but the Imam is a religious ideological figure, religious role model. So they say these 4 were, and then after that Umar ibn Abdul Aziz was the 5th one. And so where are the other 12? Okay, so the problem is that there were Khulafas, but there were no Imams. That's why they call Imam Ali alayhi salam. Okay, so therefore it is very important for understand that this ideology is a very tough ideology, historical. The Shias, they have logical ideology. We don't compromise in this logical ideology because we have the ayat which support this logical ideology, even from the books of the companions. And the Ahl Sunnah, they will accept those riwayat, those ahadith, the moderate ones, and they will take it as a praise of Ahl al-Bayt, but they will interpret it differently, not to clash with 1, 2, 3, 4 ideology. So there is a historical ideology which has no Quranic base, no hadith base, that the Prophet ﷺ made the sequence. And on the other side, we have the 12 number, which comes even in the book of Ahl Sunnah. And we have the 12 Imams. None of the Shias, they have 12 Imams. Ismailis, they have like 50 something Imam. Bohra, they have some 50. None of the Imams, they have 12 Imams. The 12th figure is only the Shia 12 verse Imamis, which are we. So therefore, and the narrations, as I mentioned. So one of the things today I'm going to mention is this ayat. This verse talks about what? This verse talks about the food, forbidden foods. It's like a sandwich. I'm not going to go into detail. Ayat is long. I have a short time, but I have discussed this in my lecture on verses of law, whole detail, forbidden foods. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is categorizing forbidden foods for the Muslims. Okay. After that, there's a suddenly change in the theme, sudden change in the theme. And then after that, the ayat completes. How can that be? How can this sudden change be not related with this ayat before? It's like a sandwich, before food, after circumstances of food. And then in the middle, this ayat of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib comes. So people say, no, how can that be? We say, no, it can be. Ayatul Tathir, we discussed that Nisa al-Nabi, then the pronoun suddenly changes for one line, and then Nisa al-Nabi. So this is a theme in the Quran. You will find this a lot in the Quran where, why does this happen? Because one of the scholars, our Shia scholars, they say Because if these ayat which are related to Ahlul Bayt were independently obvious, then Bani Umayyah and Bani Abbas, they tried very hard to interpret this ayat. It would have been easy for them to just chuck it out from the Quran. But since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took the responsibility of taking care of the Quran and securing it until the day of judgment, these ayat were fit in a place complicated, but if you take it away, it will appear that something is missing here. Okay, some problem. The integrity of the ayat will be missed in the rhythm. So, but the meaning is different in the middle, but integrity is missed. So therefore, like Ayatul Tafhid, this ayat, this is an opinion of Shia scholars, but the main thing is, which is the Sunnis and Shia, they agree that the way the Quran is within our hand, it was not descended this way. First was Surah Al-Alaq, Sunni Shias, they say. What is the first? Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay, so without any doubt, before the Prophet ﷺ died, instructed them how to arrange the ayat of the Quran, where to put this ayat, where to put that ayat, and the whole work was done by the Prophet ﷺ. He instructed, guided them. So this Quran is the way the Prophet ﷺ instructed the Muslim to do. And then you will see the stop signs there. So the ayat mentions the food, and then suddenly there's a stop sign. So that means stop sign and waqf lazim, you have to stop. And then this ayah starts, Al-yawm ya'isa alladhina kafar. Today, the disbelievers, they become despaired. They became hopeless. Min dinikum, they can't do, they can't alter, they can't change. Because the Christianity, they were able to change. Judaism, they were able to change. All the religions were changed. But this religion will not change, that the core will stay. Interpretations will change, but the text will not be changed. No one can alter this change. No. And the Sharia has been fixed by the Imamat of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. So if somebody will try to mess up with the Sharia, with the Islamic law, with the Quran, Imam Ali will always be there to stop them. Like Imam Hussein alayhi salam did, and he sacrificed, because Yazid was planning to change the whole structure of Islam. Okay, Islam of Umayyad Islam. Islam of Umayyad dynasty. And Sahabas, they were against Yazid. Abdullah bin Zubayr, Tabi'i, he was against Yazid. So it's not the Shia, it's not Imam Hussein alayhi salam. There are people, Abdullah bin Abbas was against Yazid. So Yazid was planning to change. Sahabas were against Yazid. Many Sahabas were against the Khalifa Uthman as well. The Muslim community, because there were changes happening in the government of Uthman. So many Muslims, they were protesting, like Abu Dharr al-Ghifari. Okay, so Abu Dharr al-Ghifari is minister from the Sahaba. He was sent to Sham. He started protesting on Muawiyah. These are great companions of Prophet ﷺ protesting on Bani Umayyah and those who kept Bani Umayyah. So therefore, there are problems in the history. The way this setup is, it cannot be from God, because there were errors and mistakes. These were not infallibles that we can say God made this setup. Anyhow, we can agree to disagree on that. So therefore, there were attempts to alter the whole religion, but no, they were able to alter a lot, okay, like Bani Umayyads and this, but the core Islamic values, the core Islamic direction was always there. The ibadat were always there. Dog, alcoholic abuser, all these kind of things was Yazid. Okay, Islam is not that. We respect our Christian fellows and all the non-Muslims who have these things. They are our fellows, but Islam, no. You cannot be drinking alcohol and you're a Muslim. And that was the character of Yazid. So therefore, these Khilafat dynasties, they were trying to, some of them, do a lot of changes. But Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, the Imams were always there opposing them, protesting. Okay? And they were killed. One after another, they were killed. Starting from Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. They did not like his policy. Muawiyah fought Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. He did not like his policies. Then Khawarij. And the Christians, they praise Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib because of his justness. So, al-yawm ya'isa alladhina kafaru. Today, the people who disbelieve, they can't, because now somebody has locked. The religion has been locked. Which religion? Al-yawm akmaltu lakum dinakum. Today, I have completed you your religion. Which religion? We started from Adam alayhi salam. Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, all these prophets, alayhi salatu wasalam, may Allah's peace be upon them all, they were presenting portions of Islam, developing evolution of Islam from Adam alayhi salam until it was sealed, finished, sealed by the wilayat, authority of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. Until the day of judgment, anyone will try to mess up with Islam, they will be always there protesting. And nowadays also, look how much problems are happening in the world. The followers Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, the maraja of Ahl al-Bayt, they are in trouble. They are in threat. Why? They're speaking truth against the whole oppressive systems. Wherever there are oppressive systems, they don't want. As they killed our imams, but many of the muftin of Ahl Sunnah, nobody wants to kill them. Nobody wants to hurt them. Nobody wants to murder them. Nobody wants to do. Because they are in the line with whatever is required by the people or by many rulers or by that. But when you come to Maraja of Shia, no. They are, you go to visit Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid Ali Sistani. You have to go through so many checkposts, and he has got so many hundreds of threat letters that they are going to kill him. They are going to kill him. And he's not worried. He said, kill me. I'll go with my grandfather, Rasulullah, to say this Sistani. You're going to threaten. So why this checkpost? It is the people, they don't want him to be hurt. The community, the Shias, we don't want him to be hurt. Okay, but for him, no, it is the martyrdom. Let them kill him. If he'll follow his grandfather Rasulullah and Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, and his Husayni, Sayyid Ali al-Husayni Sistani, and the same thing Sayyid Ali al-Husayni al-Khamenei. So these, our Maraja, they have this kind of sense of, doesn't matter, we don't care, let them kill us. They took it from their grandfather, ancestors, they took it from the Shia ideology. So therefore, there will always there. Somebody tries to mess up with religion, there's always some marja, some mujtahid, they will say no. Any Muslims are being oppressed, there is a marja, there's going to be always say no. So therefore, we have this, that Islam, people are going to change, people are going to compromise, but they're always going to be guardians of Islam. And those guardians are sealed by today, by Hadith of Ghadir. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي. So today your religion is completed. From Adam alayhi salam has been developing. And my bounty has been fulfilled. It is the wilayat of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا. This Islam, which is a complete form, I want it. Allah wants this Islam. Allah is pleased with this complete version, not incomplete versions of Islam. So this is the version which pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is a complete version of Islam, and then with the wilayat of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. And then after that, the fourth ayat continues. So basically, this was a gist of ayat. Now let's see from the Sunni books, who is the Sunni who says this. As I said, this is from the ayat which was descended on Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. Sabab nuzul, this is from the first category. However, because it touches, it conflicts the core Khilafat ideology of Ahl Sunnah, so majority, they took it in different directions. Majority. And surprisingly, Ibn Kathir mentions in the tafsir this as one of the opinions. And he's a Sunni scholar. So he mentions, but he said, no, there's another opinion of Umar ibn al-Khattab that it was descended on Arafat day, in the last Hajj. And then he mentioned that nobody knows when it was descended. So the whole thing is got like, but the Shias, they are agreed, according to Imams of Ahlul Bayt, it was descended on 18th of Dhul Hajj. 18th of Dhul Hajj, after the Prophet ﷺ was coming back, and Hadith al-Ghadir. So I'm going to mention the discussion on this ayat, which Sunnis, they disagree. But Hadith al-Ghadir, majority, they approve it. Majority, except for minority who will always, like we have minority Shias, minority extreme two sides, they will not try to come closer. But the others, they accept Hadith al-Ghadir, and they say it's a praise in Imam Ali. They cannot deny it. It's Hadith mutawatir, 110 narrator from the Sunni narrators they narrated. How can you deny something like that great in numbers of narrators? So, but there's a problem that it conflicts the ideology. Okay, that's fine. So we'll consider wali, not authority, not khilafat, not imamat, not rulership, not leadership, something else, friendship, alliance, and this and that, whatever. Anyhow, Main thing is Hadith al-Ghadir is fact. Now this ayat, Ahl al-Sunnah, they have the argument in between themselves. Some say it was descended, and that's what we want. We want those some who we agree. So we can say, no, there are Sunnis, they agree with the Shia. So it is not only Shia, they say. There are some Sunnis, they say that this ayat was descended after Man kuntu Mawla fahada Aliyun Mawla on the day of Ghadir. So we go through this hadith of Khwarizmi. It's a long hadith. My time is short. I'm going to place this hadith on the YouTube, and you can do further research, okay? Because it's an academic issue. We shouldn't take it sensitivity. Even you Shias, you do your investigation. And maybe I was in error, and you Sunnis, you do your investigation. Whoever says, do your own. Don't be like baby being spoon-fed. I'm trying to pave the way for investigation. So you might come to your conclusions. So my job is not to let you, this happened, this no. I'm satisfied with something because I have the evidences in front of me. You might be satisfied with something different. So try to do your investigation. So basically, he says that when this is Manaqib lil Khawarizmi. Khawarizmi is a Sunni author. He has the book Manaqib of Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. Okay, so this Manaqib means praise. So in this he mentions this, that when this was descended, Ya ayyur Rasul balligh ma unzila ilayka min rabbik. We mentioned this ayat. O messenger, proclaim whatever has been descended to you from your Lord. If you don't do it, you have not proclaimed your message. Your entire message is going to be jeopardized, because this wilayat, this proclaim is a lock to the whole message, to the entire message. And they were the locks. Our imams are the locks until the day of judgment. Okay, so they were the locks. So lock your message. You will not lock your message now. It will get messed up, like the Jewish, many people they changed, the Christian they changed, and there are so many changes happen through their directions according to the Quran. So don't let this happen to the Quran or to the Ummah. Lock it. So that's why no one would dare to change or alter from the Quran, because Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam were always there. And they are one of the means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala secured. Otherwise, you look into a hadith of Ahlul Sunnah about the Quran, it's a mess. It's ahad. Some say Fulan collected the Quran, some say no, that collected, some say this written. It's a mess. But the Shias and some Sunnis, they agree that it was written in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the few Sunnis, they agree with Shia, no, it was even collected in the time of the Prophet, and the Prophet gave it to Aisha, collected. The Shias, the Prophet gave it to Imam Ali alayhi salam. So there was at least 6 collected copies. So there's no problem. One was given to Aisha, Aisha gave it to Abu Bakr, one was given to Imam Ali alayhi salam, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam gave it to Imam Hassan alayhi salam. But there was a collected true copy of the Quran available, left by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And all those ahadiths, after it was collected and this and that to praise some companions, that those are all weak narrations, even in the books of Ahl Sunnah. Okay, so the thing is that Quran was there collected. Security of Quran is needed, and that's Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. So he says Khawarizmi that when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam took the hand of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, and he says, am I not your authority upon yourselves? They said, yes, oh God, yes, by God. فَقَالَ مَنْ كُنْتُ مَوْلَى. Then he said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whomsoever I am the authority of, then Ali is the authority of. Oh Allah, accept the authority of those who accept the authority of Ali, and have animosity with those whom have animosity with Ali. Support those who support Ali. Support those who support Ali in Sunni words, and forsake those who forsake Ali. And then after that, the Sahabas, they came, and they said, even Abu Bakr and Omar came and said, congratulations, oh Ali, you have become our master and master of every mu'min, mu'mina. But Khilafat is something different. Khilafat is our core ideology. we can't compromise. But your master, we'll come to you for religion. We'll come and ask you questions. You are our imam. You are everything. You are the religious authority, but we will take the political authority. So that was a separation between the religious authority and political authority after the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So no one denied the religious authority of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, except for the few minority of Ahlul Sunnah, extreme ones. But majority of the Ahlul Sunnah, they say the Khulafas, they used to refer, Sayyidina Abu Bakr used to refer, Sayyidina Umar used to refer to Imam Ali. So why should we deny that he was highest in the knowledge and he had the authority, religious authority? So he was like a Maulana to the Sahabas, like nowadays how Iraqi government, they come and they try to have discussion with Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid Ali Sistani as a religious authority, and they have this political authority. So this separation between religion and politics happened after the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When the Shias, they say, no, it should not be separated, they are together. And then to Ahl Sunnah, no, it was separated already. Like Ma'mun and like Khulafa Bani al-Abbas, they used to come to Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. But authority, no, we have the authority. We are the people of political authority. You are the people of religious authority. Anyhow, so basically, he says this ayat was descended. So this Manaqib al-Khawarizmi, one more hadith is mentioned about Abu Hurairah, because I mentioned that the hadith al-Ghadir is strongly proven. And in Yanabi al-Mawadda, and also Ibn Kathir, he mentions also this, that an Abi Sa'id al-Khudri, I will leave these links down, that Rasulullah Ibn Kathir also has another opinions, as I mentioned, but at least he has this opinion. That means Shias, they have something in Sunni books as well. So, إنها نزلت, he said this ayat was descended on when the day of Ghadir, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Ali in Ghadir, Khum man kuntu mawla fa Ali mawla, and then he narrates the narration of Abu Huraira. It was the 18th of Dhul Hajj. So Khalifa Umar says that it was 9th of Dhul Hajj, Arafat. Abu Huraira says 18th of Dhul Hajj, and others say, so the date has been yani marja'uhu alayhi salam, yani in his return. So this is what I wanted to mention today with regards to the, so Hadith al-Ghadir has no doubt. It is a fact because it's mutawatir. But then the interpretation of Hadith al-Ghadir, that's something. And this ayat, was it descended on Ghadir or not? Narration of Abu Huraira says yes. Abi Sa'id al-Khudri says yes. Umar ibn al-Khattab says no. So there is difference between the Sunni companions. And the Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam was remained madloom, oppressed. So Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam is living his last days with his family members. Imagine Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam, when he was poisoned, the poison had reached deep in his body. So Amir al-Mu'mineen Asbagh ibn Nabata says that when I entered Amir al-Mu'mineen, I saw the face of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam was yellow, and he had a yellow strap, but his face was more yellowish than the strap tied on his injury. And then he started seeing that Amir al-Mu'mineen was in a severe pain. He was lifting a feet, putting another feet down. His legs were like not settled because of the severe pain. And after that, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam sits with his family members, his beloved ones, and he farewells them. And he tells them, have patience. Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam is in desperate condition. Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam has head of Amir al-Mu'mineen in his lap. And Imam Hassan could not tolerate. He's crying severely. The drops of his tears fell on the face of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. So Imam Ali opened his eyes. He says, oh, my son Hassan, why are you crying? He says, Father, why cannot I cry? And you are going to be leaving this world. Why shouldn't I cry? These are all context of the narration. So Imam Ali alayhi salatu says, Ya Bunay, Ya Hassan, oh, my son Hassan, you are going to be also suffering after my death. You are going to be killed, poisoned, under oppression, and your brother is going to be killed by the sword, and you are going to come soon to your grandfather, your mother, and your father. And then Imam Hussein alayhi salam's condition was really desperate. Imam Hussein is crying. Imam al-Mu'mineen says, my son, why are you crying this much? He says, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, man lana ba'daka, who is for us after you? La yawm ka yawmika illa yawm Rasulillah. After Rasulullah, and obviously Rasulullah means Fatima Zahra alayhi salam as well. There has been no day painful than this day which we are facing through. My father, if I learn to cry, I just learn to cry over this day. It is very difficult for me, oh my father, to see you in this condition. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam wipe the tears of Imam Hussein, comfort him, and he said that you are going to suffer more, my son Hussein. The children are going to suffer, women are going to suffer. Observe patience and patience. And finally, Imam Hussein alayhi salatu Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam depart, his soul departs his body, and everybody starts crying and grieving. Wa imama, wa musibata. What about those orphans? They were orphans, they were 3 days. The caretaker did not come to them. They were worried. Where is our caretaker? Why didn't our caretaker come? What happened to him? These kind of orphans, they were worried. But when Imam Hassan and Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, they were coming back after the burial of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam, they saw a poor blind guy. He was sitting beside the gates of Kufa, and he was crying severely, and he was in pain. Imam Hassan and Hussein, they asked him, why are you crying so loudly and so much pain? He said, I am ghareeb, I am a stranger, I am a beggar, I am a desperate person, I don't have anything, I am a blind, I don't have a supporter. He says, I had a friend, he used to come to me every day. He used to bring food for me. He was my best supporter. He was my best companion. For 3 days, I have not seen him. He said, do you know his name? He says, no, I don't know his name. They ask him, why didn't you ask his name? He said, I asked him, what's your name? He said, what will you do with my name? What will you do with my name? I'm just helping you. That's enough for you, for the sake of Allah. He said, can you tell us some descriptions? He says, I am blind, I can't see. But there were some things he used to do. Whenever he used to come, he used to be busy in mentioning Allah, mentioning his tasbih, mentioning La ilaha illallah. And whenever he will say Allahu Akbar, whenever he says Subhanallah, whenever he says La ilaha illallah, the whole earth and the heavens and the time will echo his tasbih, will echo his tahleel. Once the Imam Hassan and Hussein, they heard this, and then they said, tell us more. He said, whenever he used to come, he used to sit beside me, and he used to say, a beggar has sat beside a beggar, a lonely stranger has sat beside a lonely stranger. Why are you beggar, Amir al-Mu'mineen? Because Amir al-Mu'mineen used to say, I'm a beggar of God. I don't know what will happen to me on the day of judgment. I'm also a beggar. And this beggar was beggar of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Amir al-Mu'mineen was beggar of God. So it says, a beggar has sat beside a beggar. A stranger has sat beside a stranger, lonely. Imam Hassan and Hussein realized this is our father Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. They told him, the description you mentioned, it is the description of our father Amir al-Mu'mineen. He says, what has happened to him? Why hasn't he come to me for 3 days? He said, Ibn Muljam, the most wicked person has struck him, and he left this world and he died. The beggar started to cry loudly. He says, now what will I do? Who will come to me? My Amir al-Mu'mineen has been killed. They killed him. Why did they kill him? So Imam Hassan and Hussein, they tried to comfort him. And they said that we are going to, and he started saying, I'm begging you, please take me to his grave. So Imam Hassan and Hussein brought him to the grave of Amir al-Mu'mineen. He dropped himself on the grave and he said, oh my God, it is very difficult for me to be apart from Amir al-Mu'mineen and separated. I am asking you by the sake of this grave, let my soul depart the body as soon as possible. And he was silent. Imam Hassan al-Hussein saw him, he died. They cry on this beggar. And this beggar was one of the examples, one of the beggars, one of the orphans whom Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. Imagine what a painful situation from one person. What if we hear all the painful stories after the martyrdom of Amir al-Mu'mineen? Wa imamah, wa madlumah. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين والعاقبة للمتقين إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the sake of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad and by the sake of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam to keep us on the path of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam always, forever, and with Amir al-Mu'mineen in the hereafter. And bless us the visitation of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam as soon as possible. And bless us the intercession of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. And bless us the ma'rifat of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive all our sins and shortcomings by the sake of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the appearance of our Imam soon and keep us among his loyal and sincere supporters in his occultation and after his appearance. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the sake of Amir al-Mu'mineen to protect us from this pandemic, from disease, from every evil, every terrorist, every terrorism, every racist, every kind of evil. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and all our beloved ones around the world. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those people who are sick because of this COVID or any type of sickness, Ya Allah, by the sake of Amir al-Mu'mineen, cure them as soon as possible. And those who are healthy, keep them healthy, Ya Allah, by the sake of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And those who have left this world, have your mercy upon them. Ameen Rabbil Alameen. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. We'll recite Surah Al-Fatiha for all these marhumin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Malik yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد. We said the book of one author, Manaqib, who has praises, he has mentioned. What is the name of the author of this book? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The name of the author of the book.